Last week when I was on my sewing spree, I made this pair of trousers, which was a copy from a pair I really like. I like the shape, but not the material they were made of, so I wanted to copy them in something nicer. And I did make them in the linen, but if I'm honest, I think it's not the right fabric. It's too structured, it doesn't drape enough, and it just doesn't really look how I wanted it to look. So I think what I'm going to do is take these apart and use the fabric to make something else. I thought maybe I could copy these little culottes that I got in a charity shop. I don't like the fabric, but I like the style, so I might cut these apart and make a pattern, and then maybe I can wear it with the little tie-up top. That's the plan. I decided to cut the long grass in the orchard with my scythe. This is something my grandmother used to do, but I've never tried it, and I wanted to experience working outside and doing this by hand. It was very hot weather, I had to go and get changed, but this felt quite authentic because this kind of work would have been done on the warmest, driest days of summer so that the grass could dry in the field before being stored as hay. Okay, so today I need to get the last of these sprouted vegetable plants in the ground. I've probably left it too long already, but there were just so many other things I was doing. It's mainly onions that I've grown myself from seeds. They're a bit behind the other onions, so I don't know how well they'll do, but I'm just going to plant them. I'm thinking of everything as a learning experience at this point. I tried to build some supports for my pea plants, but really struggled to get the sticks into the hard ground. So instead I attached stakes to an old piece of trellis. I also picked some linden tree blossoms to make tea. I've wanted to try this for a few years, but I've always missed the blossoms. The tree doesn't flower for very long, and there's always so many other things to do around this time of year. Okay, I don't know if this will work. It's just an experiment. I need to plant some corn and bean plants, but I didn't prepare the ground here, and things have started growing like grass and stuff. So I'm trying to smother that a bit with this wool, and I'm going to plant my plants to come through gaps. The swallows have been nesting above my window, and a wren has made a nest inside an old Christmas wreath in the garage. When you go in there to get things and make noise, you can see it looking out of the nest to see what's going on. Last year I went to do a course on how to use a scythe properly because there's quite a lot involved in caring for the scythe. I've just built this little stool from some plans that I got on the course, and it's basically used for flattening out the edge of the blade on the scythe so that you can sharpen it to a really good edge. Okay, first I think I need to take off the blade from here. Okay, so the idea is that you have this jig with these two different things that go on top, and you use this one first to go along the edge, and then you change and use the other one, and then you sharpen it really well with a stone. I really have no idea if this is working. I don't think you're supposed to tap it really hard, but I can't really tell if I'm doing it enough. It's quite early in the morning and there's a huge amount of commotion in the trees over there. All the birds are making alarm calls. Don't know what's going on. It's funny, before I lived in the countryside like this, I just never noticed the different calls and behaviors and like daily routines of birds and other animals. But now I'm here, I really pick up on that, and I'm so much more aware. When I hear bird sounds, I can really tell much more what they're saying, what they're trying to communicate, whether they are relaxed or whether there's something stressful going on. It's really interesting. It's almost as if I'm becoming able to understand their language in a very basic way. It's been so hot for the last week here. There's supposed to be a huge thunderstorm coming today, and I'm actually really looking forward to it. So I finished the shorts that I was making. They don't quite drape the same way as the pair I copied, but the fabric is much nicer. It feels a lot nicer to wear, so I'm quite happy with them.